So what do you do when you can't shut this off right here? When your mind is racing and it's driving you crazy because you can't stop thinking. I've been there so many times when I can't shut this off right here, and it's put me into some of the deepest times in my life, the darkest times. Depression, anxiety, feeling worthless, feeling like I have no meaning, not being able to trust other people, feeling guilty, comparing myself to others, not believing that I was good enough and not believing that I was successful, stressing about certain situations in my life, and worrying, just constant worrying about the future. But over the last few years and through practice, I've managed to make this quieter. There's still times where it will be overthinking, but I've managed to find myself being able to control it a lot better. And in this video today, I want to share with you what I did and what helps me. But more importantly, I also want to share with you what other people are saying in my Facebook group too. What helps them from overthinking. Now, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that little bell as well. Turn on notifications because you're going to be the first to hear about these videos when I release them. Now, the first way that I started to manage my overthinking was through meditation, or not meditation in a way, but just learning some simple breathing exercises. It's amazing what the breath can do for you. And if you think about breathing, we take it for granted. We just do it every single day, but it's the one thing that we have when we're born that we have all the way until we die. So if you're underutilizing the breath, then you'll find yourself getting stressed out more easily. A simple technique is just breathing in for, let's say, 4 seconds, and then the out breath is longer. You can double it, so you can breathe in for 4, and if you can, your out breath should be 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just that one breath has made me a lot calmer. And if I just did that over and over again, I'll find that I will become calmer, I'll be less stressed, less anxious, and my mind will become quieter. You can go deeper into it and you can do meditation practice. I've done videos on this before, but utilizing your breath will allow you to calm down and it will allow you to stop overthinking as much. The other way is to put things into perspective. So let's say that I was stressing out over something at work and I couldn't get it off my mind. Maybe something had gone wrong with the website, or there was something wrong with the business. It would just be on my mind constantly. I wouldn't be able to switch it off. But now I simply put that one worry into perspective. Is this going to matter in 5 years? Is this the worst that it's ever going to get? Was there periods in my life that was worse than this that I've managed to deal with them? And I've overcome some tough times in my life. Losing my dad to suicide, mum's alcoholism, my brother's accident. So in the grand scheme of things, is me worrying about this one thing at work truly going to matter? Is it something that I can't handle? Because what I've been through in the past is a lot worse. You have to put a lot of your thoughts into perspective. Look at them in a different way, because once you look at them in a different way, it's going to help you. Moving on from that as well, I then started to utilize journaling. When someone said to me, do some journaling, I thought, no, only girls do journaling because it's like me having a diary. But that's the biggest misconception ever. Journaling allowed me to get these thoughts here onto paper. And once they're on paper, I can look at them in a different way. I can start to also rationalize, and I can also start to work out solutions. It almost becomes someone else's problem when it's in front of me on a piece of paper. When those thoughts are up here, it's very hard to switch off. They are heightened. They become extremely hard to deal with, but when they're on paper, staring at me, I can rationalize, I can come up with solutions. So journaling was another great tactic for me to help with overthinking. But let's share what some of the guys are saying in the Facebook group. If you want to join this Facebook group, it's free. You can click on the link below. There was a lot of comments on this one, so I'll only read a few. Ryan says Headspace. Having ADHD can be very difficult. So Headspace is an app, a meditation app. It's free to use. A lot of guided meditation on there, I believe. Go and check that out. It's a very, very good app. Gareth says, I think of a solution and move on. So if you can maybe do that, think of a solution and move on and overcome overthinking that way. I couldn't do that because it will always come back. But when it's on paper, this is why I like journaling. I could then start to think of solutions. Phil, I'm a champion overthinker. Therefore, I'm interested to hear other ideas. I guess I try and keep busy, or just go do or fix whatever I'm worrying about. Another great point. So if you're worrying about a certain situation, you have to just try and see what you can do to fix it. Come up with solutions. Because if you're just worrying about it, but not taking any action and not doing anything with it, then you're going to consistently still worry about it. Same with stress. Can you do something to fix that situation? Because if you can, then go and do it and then stop worrying about it. Simon, the 5-second rule. Don't know if you guys have heard of this. I did a video on it, which I'll link up to as well. 5-second rule. Mel Robbins, I think it is. Count down from 5, and before you get to 0, you take action or you do something different. So you count down from 5, and before you get to 0, I'm guessing in this case, you change to another 4. Overthinking is my bane after 12 dark years. I still overthink, but it's more bearable. I wish I had a magic recipe, but in all honesty, I have no clue. I just realized it is not leading to any progress and stopped wasting time on it. But man, 12 years in which I've done almost all kinds of idiotic acts because of it. And that just goes to show you how serious overthinking can be. So you have to try and deal with it. Joe says, take action. Too busy and enjoy your work, so actually keep busy. Eric, understanding that overthinking doesn't change any situation. A very good point. Rasmus, I try to take a deep breath and say it's okay, Rasmus. So with that one, just quickly, you've got breathing techniques and you've got affirmation. So just saying it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's going to reaffirm your mind. It's going to reprogram your mind to let you know that it's okay. And then you'll find that those thoughts will start to take over rather than the negative thoughts. Taking a deep breath is kind of what I've said as well. By not even thinking about it. I have a lot of things unsolved and wish to get them done ASAP. While working hard to get them done, I don't think about them. If you take your time and look at your nose, and we'll see it, but our brain chose to ignore it and move on. That's how I ignore overthinking issues. So that was Sunny, and some people are built like that, but a lot of people aren't. But for me as well, I don't like to just bury it, because when I bury those, let's say it's a negative thought, it's always going to arise. It's always going to come out in different ways, different stresses, whether it's physical or whether it's later on in life. So I always try and say, don't bury those negative thoughts that you're overthinking. Just do something about them. Johnny, don't think, do. Something I've learned to do is when you start to overthink, ask yourself, why would I have to believe to feel this way? It helps because it allows you to approach the situation more rationally. And when you start to think of the things you believe, it's easier to show yourself how silly it is to be overthinking. Another good one is to break state. When you're in a bad headspace, your whole posture is I can't say that word, of how you're feeling, slouched shoulders, head dropping, muscle tense. To break state, you do something physical like jumping jacks. Leave the room area that you're currently in. It's a lot easier to get yourself out of the headspace when you're aware of how your body is reacting to how you're feeling. And breaking state is a great way to take that first step. Great point. Who was that? Josh, I believe. Breaking state, changing state. Like he says, exercise is a good way. Removing yourself from the room. Cold showers is another great one as well, but I don't know if you're going to take a random cold shower. There's a few more as well. Meditation, by choosing not to think about things so the dust can settle. Any wisdom, insight can spark across my mind. Just choosing to commit to one action fully before trying again. If you want to join that group and see that whole thread, click in the link below. But that just goes to show you that there's so many of us battling with this. So don't feel like you're alone. I want to end it there. If you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments. Share this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell, turn on notifications, and I'll see you all in a video very soon.